introduction earlier, and to Mandy. Very good morning to all of you. As you may know, the PMP program started in 1995, and I was one of the pioneers who started the program on an educational approach. And then a few years later, the program comes under the Accountants Act, and then PMP became something quote-unquote that strikes some fear in a lot of practitioners whenever you come under a PMP, selected for a PMP review. And I have 5 years of experience doing PMP in the earlier years, 95 to 2000, and then later on in 2005 to 2007 when it comes under the Companies Act. Looking at the practice monitoring report, really there's no much of change in terms of the findings. And if you ask me whether I support the PMP review, I will give you a definite yes. Especially if Singapore wants to be a Singapore accountancy hub, then quality has to be there. And I think the way for that to happen is to have a PMP program. But you don't do an audit, do a good audit just because of PMP. You do an audit because an audit that requires to be done, there are standards to be followed, and therefore you want to be able to do what is right. So if you do what is right, I don't think you have to be afraid of a PMP review. Well, in the next 40 minutes of my presentation, where I'm going to share about the common observations, the non-compliances, to some of you it can be quite depressing, in terms like, I have to do so many things. But if you take it positively, it will be something enlightening because you take note of what you need to focus on when you review your work papers. We're all practitioners here. This forum is planned for practitioners, so I'm going to speak to you as a fellow practitioner of what you need to focus in your review of work papers so that you would be better, so you'll be able to carry out a high quality audit and better prepared for a PMP review. I will not be, there's a lot of information in the slides. I want to thank ICPA's Practice Monitoring Division for helping me in the input. So the objective for today would be, as I said, highlight the common observations that was noted during the review in 2010, and also to share some of the initiatives and resources available to help practitioners. So these are the areas that I'm going to cover. Now, because all these slides are going to be available on the website, you can download them, so you don't have to copy them. But I do encourage you to take notes of some of the things I will share. I will comment on the slides, I'll give some practical examples, and so you do take notes that those matters that will help you. Okay, all right, let's get started. Risk assessment is one major area. So when you do your audit, if I'm the reviewer and ask you the question, or if I'm not a reviewer and another fellow practitioner and ask you, what are the risk areas in this audit, in this engagement? So a file is selected and ask you what are the risk areas. You must be able to say the risk areas is in the receivables, or inventories, or revenue. Then the next question would be, exactly what risks are there in this particular area? If it is no, then you will focus on the assertions. So do not let this risk assessment be just a form filling exercise. Because I know for many firms, you have our audit manual, you tick, 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 yes, yes. But after a while, it can really become a form-filling exercise and become a very mundane thing. So what you need to do is, okay, the staff, your manager, your seniors will fill out the form and do that. But when it comes to you, you need to focus on what is the area that I must really focus on. Often, it would be, like I mentioned, receivables, inventories. And so those are areas that you want to pay particular attention. Risk assessment will require you an understanding of the business, the environment, what are they selling, who are they selling to, where are they buying from.